Good morning, everyone. Right, I have a little project to do and I need tiles. And up here in the attic, I've got quite a lot of them. So, might as well use them. Well, after all these years, It's nice to see the colour of these tiles. Every time we've gone up into the attic, they've always looked really sort of dull, really. So they were really bland, but there's all sorts of colours in here. There's no two tiles that match, and I think they're really beautiful. And you imagine that whole attic with all these clean would look quite nice, really. But it's a lot of weight up there, and we thought, well, actually, we do want to take those tiles out of the attic, and so I've got a place for these in the kitchen. But it's what we'd really like to do is when we replace the floor in the kitchen is to replace them with these, and especially now that we're seeing all this colour. Um, unfortunately, in a 36 square metre room, that's an awful lot of tiling because they're all quite small, but how wonderful that would look. So here we are in the corner of the kitchen in that little shelving unit here, and I thought they might look quite cool in here because it all needs something doing to it because it's really uneven. So these would be perfect. I think that would make it look really lovely. So basically I've measured it all out, and these tiles may just squeeze in there, but it's bound to be a little bit there won't be straight corners, so I suspect I'm going to have to trim a little bit off, maybe a centimetre or so. So what I've done is I've put all these chipped ones down this what will be the back edge inside, and so if I have to nibble a bit off, I don't have to take as much off them, and I might as well reuse them. So, and likewise, I may have to just nibble a little bit off one of the edges, but I'm hoping they'll go in perfectly. But yeah, I think they're going to look lovely. I really do. Okay, well, not coming up too bad. Once I've got these four set in place, it's actually quite straightforward, really. And I just use the laser to get these four right, and then everything else is just done with a spirit level. And to be quite honest, by eye, because they're all that little bit different, and some of them are different widths, and some of them are different depths, thicknesses. Some of them are slightly warped on the surface, but as long as you can run your fingers along and not suddenly come to a full stop with any big ridge, they're absolutely fine. And the back end, it slopes slightly to the front, so I've had to build up the front a bit more so it's all level. but it's going great, and these look really lovely. And there's no point me using tile spacers because, like I said, they're all so different. There's just a couple of millimeters difference in the thickness of some of these, the widths. So tile spacers still wouldn't give me a uniform space. So one or two gaps are slightly bigger than in other places, but that's the old world charm. Right, so I've just done another mix. I used up a fair bit here because it was quite dipped. So I'm going to work my way along and right, just got these last few to do at the back edge there. I've had to take a little bit off this edge here, but I used the broken ones, so I was able to chisel those off. Plus, quite a few of these I was able to chisel off from the broken ones, but I've had to cut one or two, but they're all ready to go, so nearly there. And that's the last one. Or as our Evangeline used to say when she wanted another treat, that's the last one. And then there was always another last one, but that is the last one. So I'll let that all go off before doing any grouting or anything like that. I'll give that a couple of days. So I've got a bit of tidying up to do down this edge. I want to try and chisel this old plaster back to the metal if I can. Bit tricky. This is, you won't be able to see it really, but it's a bit like a vaulted ceiling. It's brick and it's been it's kind of gently shaped. So if I can take this front edge off, it'll look much neater, and then obviously tidy all that up. So really pleased, really pleased.
That's looking really nice. I'm quite pleased with that. Well, I'm very pleased.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
I like all the imperfections, actually.
Yeah.
The perfection is in the imperfection.
Well, they're probably all handmade, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
And I was just thinking I'd like the whole floor.
I thought you would. I don't like it when you think. It would look spectacular.
And I think when they're sealed, like when they're wet, you can really see the colour.
The colour will really pop. Come here, Max. You're being annoying.
Oh, no.
Right, we've silenced Max with a carrot, so we better be quick.
He's like a sport child. He starts showing off at the wrong time, so we give him something to shut him up.
Yeah. So it's been a bit of a, well, traumatic, distressing week for us, really, over Fleur. So
yeah, we took her to the vets because she started wetting at night, and we thought maybe it was just old age or she was drinking more because it was hot. But it carried on, and she went off her food a bit, didn't she?
Yeah.
So we took her to the vets, and they did a blood test there and then, and her kidney levels were really high.
Yeah.
And so she's got advanced kidney disease. So they whisked her off and put her on a drip to flush her through for 24 hours. But when we picked her up, she was very stressed, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. And the vets phoned her that morning and said, "Oh, she's responding well to the drip, but she's been barking all night,
Stressed.
and she doesn't make a noise, does she?
No.
So
But
the fact that she was that stressed us, you know. So
she doesn't like me being out of her sight,
no.
because even when she's sleeping like that, every so often she looks up to see if I'm still there. And if I'm out the room, she goes looking for me, doesn't she?
She does.
So it took her a couple of days to get over that, actually.
Yeah, she's on some tablets and she's feeding okay now, but
Yeah.
we've been going through every last thing to get her to eat. And
Well, we've tried to keep her to a strict diet for her kidneys, but she only likes the food if it's warm, and she only likes the chicken when it's just been cooked.
yeah.
She's eating fish, but she'll only take her tablet with a bit of ham, which we
Yeah,
don't really like
which
her
don't
to have
like,
too much of. But
anyway, she's acting as normal, really.
she's eating 2 or 3 little meals a day.
She's eating better now, so we're hopeful. But you know, she's 15.
She's an old lady.
She's an old lady, so she's put us through it this week. Really, we've been. But anyway,
well, it was a bit of a shock because I didn't expect them to whisk her off of us.
No, but there you go. They did, and they did a good job. So anyway, so hopefully she'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll put the as you know, Benji and Fleur came from association en route. We're their permanent. Well, we were their permanent foster parents. We haven't got Benji anymore, but yeah, they're fantastic. They pay for everything. But if anyone feels they would like to donate to help them out, we'll put a link in the description, like we did last time.
We're gonna give them a bit of a hand. So anyway, yeah, we'll leave the link on the screen, and I think call it a day at that. So
yeah.
So
when are you starting on the floor?
Next year.
Actually, all this concrete's got to come up first, and the damp course go down.
Yeah, it's got to be insulated damp course. Yeah. That's a major job, and then to cover it with all these. But there you go. So on that note, we'll say goodbye and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.